AHF opens new clinic and a window to the future of patient care. AIDS Healthcare Foundation, AHF, opened its newest clinic this week here in Fort Lauderdale. While that sounds banal, a look beyond the ribbon cutting reveals much, much more. In this week's SFGN, online and on stands tomorrow, I look at how AHF is taking its client care to the next level. The clinic, now AHF's largest nationwide, was designed to deliver not only health care, but also dignity. It does away with the ubiquitous and dreaded waiting rooms. Patients go from checking in at the front desk straight to a treatment room. That's where they get the usual blood pressure, temp check, etc., and see the doctor. The location is closer to the street, so patients who use public transportations don't need to walk as far in the hot sun and through the driving rains of the Florida summer afternoons. These may seem like small things, but most of AHF's patients are HIV positive, with fewer options for treatment than most people. And while many adopt an attitude of take what you're given, AHF is giving more. They're giving care, compassion, and most importantly, dignity. And that's a prescription that needs to be filled more often. And this clinic is going to treat up to 3,600 people every month. And that's so important because we continue to be a hotspot for new infections. Yeah. And they're going to open another clinic down in Hollywood, Florida. And hopefully this is something that they're going to be able to repeat, and other organizations will see and repeat going forward, because healthcare is about dignity as much as it is about health.
Where is it located, the new one?
It's going to be at 6,300, it's an Imperial Point, at 6,300 North Federal Highway.
Yeah, okay. Pompano Beach.
Pompano Beach.
Yeah. It's so important. So many people in our LGBTQ plus community just haven't had good experiences with healthcare or healthcare workers, that have treated them like pieces of what. So for AHF to do this, and like you said, you mentioned dignity a couple times in your story, and that's it. That means everything. There's people that will avoid going to get any kind of healthcare services because they know that they're going to be treated poorly, and that won't be the case at AHF. So I think that's wonderful.
What's also wonderful is AHF is such a well-known, well-respected organization to begin with, and for them to create this really safe space, I think that's equally important as the dignity, the safety that one can feel in this.
One other observation that I would make about John's story in South Florida Gay News tomorrow, on stands, tomorrow. That's interesting to me, as I consider myself a news guy. I pay attention to what's going on in the news and report on it. When I came in tonight, before we did Queer News Tonight, I asked John about his story and the feature that is taking place in SFGN. And my question of John was, what's the big deal? Because, and it's a reminder to me of what we do far too often, and even I fell into it. I read a headline and I think I know what the story is all about. I read the headline that AHF is opening a new clinic, and my reaction was,
and?
So? What's the big deal? And then the story begins to explain why the service of this new clinic, from AHF's perspective, is so important for those people that they serve. And it was a reminder to me, goodness, you don't digest your news by headline. Yeah. And that's
you're used to clickbaiting.
Exactly. And this story is really, really important. And congratulations to AHF as John and South Florida Gay News peels away why this is important. And then you realize, wait, this story is important. Good job.
Thank you, John.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire